What's going on, everyone? We got a spooky reaction today for the new It prequel series. Welcome to Derry, and it's going to be on HBO Max. This is the official teaser. I enjoyed the two movies. I've seen the original, like when I was a kid, when I was scared of, the original Pennywise. Bill Skarsgård is good as Pennywise. The first one I thought was pretty creepy. The second one I enjoyed, but I just think there's a problem with putting like A-list actors in horror movies. It kind of just takes you out of it because you're like, oh, there's James McAvoy and Bill Hader, and they're fighting the clown. And I just think for horror movies, you need like lesser known or just not like top A-list stars in that, because I feel like it takes, at least for me personally, it takes me out of it. I don't know who's in this show or who was working on it. I think Andy Muschietti is somehow involved in this, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's find out, huh? Kids hitchhiking, that's not a good idea.
Get in before you catch your death of cold.
Now you just tell us where home is, and we'll get you back to your parents safe and sound, okay?
Can you trust these people?
Anywhere but Derry.
Things that happened in the past.
My family and I just moved to town.
Oh.
Hey, baby.
Happened in your mind.
Today was 4 months, and they never even found a body. That means murder.
This business with the missing kids. Do I need to be concerned? Never a bad idea to keep the people you love.
There we go. Got a new cast of kids that at least I don't really know them.
No adult's ever gonna believe what we saw. I wouldn't.
So you got a chance to be more invested. What the hell?
You kids keep your noses out of police business.
I heard voices. In the pipes.
Have you ever heard of something like that?
There's something bad here in Derry.
I wonder if they got Bill Skarsgård again. And yeah, they're turning Max back into HBO Max. Like, who could have seen that coming? Whoa. Who would have thought that getting rid of the brand recognition, which is HBO, it might have not have been the best idea, or it probably didn't help that much for Max, because people who don't know the difference are like, Max, what the hell is that? I'm not gonna pay for that, because without the HBO part, they're just like, eh. So that could be a whole nother discussion about how stupid they are. Just the leadership over there, just we're switching it back, guys, and it's like, yeah, I should have just stayed that the whole time. So anyway, the trailer looks like you got some of that flavor from the first one. You got a new cast of kids. I don't really recognize any of them from anything. The adults either, not in a bad way, in terms of like I said, like horror. It's good to have a not really recognizable cast, because I feel like it's easier. I feel like you can actually get invested in the characters and not just be like, oh, it's that person in a horror movie. Depending on how long this show goes, you get a chance to see them, the kids, grow up and how they deal with Pennywise. Obviously, they're not going to take him out because they do that later. Andy Muschietti's involved, like I said. I don't remember if it said he directed or wrote. He probably wrote and produced, them. So I'm excited to see that. And it looks like you get your casual scares at first. Pennywise is going to slowly be, people are going to be going missing. You might, like she was saying, she was hearing things down through the sink. And so it's probably just going to be a slow build. And then towards the end of the season, that's when Pennywise is going to show up and start really wrecking shop. And then the kids, because in the first movie that they did, like the first part, Pennywise had been gone for however long he does. So I wonder if in this show it's showing either Pennywise going on like a rampage and then going into his like little hibernation thing, or if like the kids in this show somehow subdue him and then until he eventually comes back. So curious to see how that works. And yeah, hopefully they get Bill Skarsgård back. It looks like that's him. I don't see why they wouldn't get him back. And like I said, I don't imagine Pennywise is going to be really in it that much. It's like towards the end of the season, probably throughout, you might see images and hear things, but I feel like it's going to be a slow burn. You know, the first episode you're going to probably see him, and then after that, you know, you probably won't see him until like this last part of the season. So yeah, let me know. Did y'all watch this trailer? Did you like the trailer? Did you like the movies? Do you think they even need to do a prequel series to it? If so, if not, let me know. Hit that like button, subscribe. Peace.